Thank you so much for being here today. Today we are speaking with the team at Mageloop, which is a VR game developer company from Hungary, founded by 4 friends 2 years ago. And they happened to create this amazing game called Zephyrus, which is now at the Steam, Oculus App Lab, Viveport, and the Chinese Nolo store available. Today we're speaking with Richard and Peter, and they are gonna enlighten us about how all of this process came to life and how it has been managing this team and creating this amazing game. Thank you so much for being here today. Please let us know, how did this amazing project get started?
Thank you for the opportunity. So, Peter.
Hi everyone, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Yeah.
Thank you.
Let me introduce the company. Actually, it's not too difficult because half of the company is presented here today. There is Richard, our CEO, so-called, and myself, Peter. I'm the fresh eye in the team, if that makes sense for you, because Richard has more than a decade experience in computer gaming and IT development and these kind of projects. I don't know what he's doing because he's an IT guy. I'm personally not. And how we started? Well, from my perspective, we started about, as you mentioned, 2 years ago. He called me one day and he said now he is ready to establish a startup, a company in video game development kind of things. And he said there is an amazing platform called VR device. I was Googling it for, and VR is really like a ski goggle, but there is something inside and I didn't know what it is. So I said, okay, what we need for that? He said, don't worry, we have everything for that. We have a coder, you will be the fresh eye without IT knowledge, and you can explain to the audience what it is. Only little thing missing, we need a graphic designer to make it in a nice body. But he said, don't worry, I will sort it out. And then suddenly, a few days later, he came with the idea.
Yeah, we got 13 ideas to try to discuss about, and we create a meeting and we discussed all of them. So we try to find the one that all we agreed, and that will be the Zephyrus.
Amazing. Yeah, it sounds like it was a great opportunity and timing to build this team based on the skills that everyone had and what was the opportunities that were presented at the moment. So thank you so much for sharing that. So from there, how did you start the actual building? How did the process work? And how long did it take? Like, how are all of those details? How did they unfold?
It was hard to find the proper graphical member because one of my friend Ibre is a very good coder, but and we tried to do some project before, but we haven't got a graphical person. And one of a game development conference, we met one of my colleague from my past, and he said, I need a coder. I have so much graphical ideas, but I'm unable to program them. So, okay, we are coders, so let's get started.
So yes, that was the moment when I came to the picture. Actually, I got a phone call from Richard. He said, everything is sorted. The coders, the graphical guy said yes, so we can start. Well, to start, it's not so easy. Probably, you know, if you start a business, all the paperwork and how to start, what start with, and hopefully, I mean, actually, everyone has a quite strong opinion in the company. So everyone had the perfect recipe how to start a company, and we merged that together, and then we created like a timeline or like a schedule how to start and what to start, and we decided we don't do a proper company yet. We start actually the game development work first, and then the official background for it.
Yeah, we put our all free time into the project. So we had a job, and we work on all night.
Actually, it was a part-time project to start with, and then probably a year ago, two of the members, Richard and Imre, is the other member, the coder, got it as a full-time project, and we are able to support them with a little bit of money to live on. But
it's hard without money.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure. Wow, that's amazing. Typically, in the developer world, we try to start alone, right? Because we try to do the coding. It starts like as a lonely profession, typically. And then the development of the ideas get more advanced or get more to other stages, and then maybe the completion of teams come into place, and that's where maybe it can be brought to a bigger project. And so I can see your process there for that. I admire that. Amazing. Is there any specific message that you have, just like for that stage that you're describing at this moment? Because shortly we're going to discuss about the other processes, but at this stage, what do you recommend to a developer that is dreaming maybe of creating their own game? Like what are your suggestions or advice based on your experience?
Well, probably it's easier for me to emphasize what does it mean to making a game. It's not a game to making a game. It's a really hard work. We have millions of working hours and all nights up to create from nothing to something. And
with small steps.
Yeah. Yes. So I think anyone who starts a business in game development has to be not careful, but has to be really patient and
focused,
because you can learn in any minute. You can meet with fantastic people, great technology improvements day by day, and as you dig into the business, the success is guaranteed. It's up on the time when it comes, but it has to come if you put your effort and energy to it.
Yeah. And how about building teams? Like, is it necessary to actually assemble a team when you're a developer trying to create a game or not? Or what are your thoughts on that?
If you don't have all the talent which is necessary for create a game, so you have to build a team for it.
For sure, that's amazing. Yes, it requires so many different type of specialized skills at some point, right? So
yes.
and that is in the technical of the game, not even thinking that now when promoting, growing the game. That is the other dimension, which is the business dimension, which also has many layers of specialized skills also, right? So
that's why Peter is here. So yeah.
Is the business
Well,
development.
actually, I feel every day both tasks are quite difficult. To develop a game and make it nice and make it quality, that's completely different work. The other members could tell the story, how they feel about it. My role in the project is pretty easy because there are great platforms, there are marketing tools, it's like an IKEA furniture. You have all the parts. You just have to put together and something great coming out. But yes, no, it's not so easy. We were thinking the same in the beginning, and then obviously each company comes to the point when they kind of run out of money or the financial issues are coming, and it's pretty hard to explain the family. I have to sell the car to support the project. So we try to find different ways to market the product, and try to find investment companies, and all these kind of steps are pretty important, and you have to learn a lot how to do and what to do, and you need lots of great connections, and you have to, so your idea is really important, your team is really important, but what we experienced, to get finance for the project, you definitely need a product, and this product has to be scalable, so it has to be a good quality, it has to be spot on, because the competition is quite big, and if anyone asks us what we need the money for, the answer is we want to buy time. What does it mean? So 4 people can do this project in 2 years, let's say. If we have 40 people, it can do it 2 weeks. And that's what makes the difference from the financial side.
Amazing. I think that this is going to be one of the quotes for the episode. We need to learn how to leverage time, right? Which is an asset that at some point can be even more important than the actual money, because by managing efficiently the time, then it multiplies the effect of the money, the circulation. Yes. So that's amazing that you're sharing all of these incredible tips, because usually, as I mentioned before, developers are sometimes in their process of creating the game, but this is the type of experiences that enrich their stage, no matter at what level they are, in order to understand the bigger picture or what is coming in the next steps when they are ready to send the game, for example, to the stores, and how they are going to grow the team and the actual game. So thank you so much for that. It's amazing. Actually, the focus of this podcast is mainly about these entrepreneurial and additional tools that the actual developer or the creator needs in order to succeed. And you're a perfect example for that. Also, the other important aspect of this opportunity that we have right now is to learn from your both perspectives, from the developer, from the business side, and the actual story, because usually developers at some point publish the game, but the story is lost. What we see in the stores is Mageloop or Zephyrus, but we don't know how Zephyrus was created, what inspired, how the storytelling or narrative came to life, what are the reasons, what were their struggles, and how they solved it, and that created this amazing product. So my next question is really about this. How Zephyrus came to life, and why Zephyrus? Like, why that particular experience. How did you build that narrative?
We didn't want to create a game by buying some assets from store and then put all these parts together. We wanted to create some new, some of our real essential feelings. And Joseph, our main designer, so in his head there were the whole concept of this fantasy world, and he started to create all the assets, and we have to create some code to move all these things. So you have to plan all the bases very carefully to be scalable. So this is a multiplayer game, but it can be played as a single player game as well. So yeah, so you have to be very careful.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Sorry, just one more little addition to it. A designer meeting looks like the designer has 20 to 30 ideas in the same time, and we have to pick one. Because these are like layers, so if we decide to go in one direction, we have to keep it. And we always have to say, okay, that's fine, keep your ideas, write it down or put it into the corner, but now we have to stick to the plan. And that was the other idea. I usually put uncomfortable questions for them when we will release a part, on when we release something, and the answer is always, oh yes, we will do it when we put another extra thing and another thing into the game. And I said, okay, but we cannot build up a release process if you always add something to it, because the content will be bigger. That's fine. The gameplay will be better, but we have to keep in time.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. So the design process is one that is it has many layers, many stages, and of course that's very helpful for like to give direction. So how was the actual narrative for that particular experience was, design or consider? For example, the user enters the experience and all of that happens, how the user knows where to go, what to do, all of that, how the narrative was created, like the artistic part of what the user can do inside the game.
Joseph wrote a document. It was only one page.
Yeah.
But he created all the bases of the word. So he wanted to see dragons and special avatars. So he want to create a special word.
So basically, we call it. So probably the best description of the game is a multiplayer action puzzler game in a fantasy universe. So all these elements are important in the game because a fantasy universe. We are about 40 years old, so about 20 years ago, there was a big fashion of these fantasy comic books.
Dungeons and Dragons. And
there were specialized authors and creators created great kind of fairy tales in this field. So we decided to bring that word back in a very modern way, because a comic books, for example, it's a two-dimensional paper or book, but in the VR, it gets a completely different outfit, because VR, virtual reality, can be used for pretty much anything. These days, you can use it for travel, for medical sciences, and for game as well. And our idea was, if you can put a comic books into that whole virtual reality, that makes something different.
Yeah, for sure. The media of virtual reality is amazing to have this sense of another, like dimension of someone that is not just playing in a 2D screen, but actually enters there and enjoys all of this as if they were in the real world. This is what is like makes sense for this type of experiences like yours with Zephyrus. So how does the general workflow to create something like this look like? In a general idea, we think, oh, there is a coder there trying to make all of this work. There is an artist, but how all of this comes together? What are the stages for a game to be completed until they ship to the stores?
We discuss all the ideas and try to select the best one, and the easier one. Easier to code it and to create the graphical part, and but it has to be interesting for the players. So we discuss it, we try it out, and if it's good, we put it in the game. We rework all the controller method, I think 10 times, because it was hard to move the puzzle pieces, and so we have to create it several times, for example.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. Yeah, that sounds like a massive work there, like creating a whole game is something like a major task. So just to confirm, it took you like 2 years about to complete the game.
Yes, about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how about for someone who is watching you right now, who is wondering, maybe the person is right now in the stages of developing something and maybe needs help or something like that. How about in very, very rough terms, how much does it cost to build a game?
I think it's easy to start, because if you have a PC and some programming knowledge or graphic knowledge, you can start it. To build it, it's very hard, and it's a hard work. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, Peter. What is
as Richard mentioned, the beauty of this industry, it doesn't cost so much to make from scratch something. Most probably your knowledge is what costs the most, because myself, I couldn't do it because I don't have the IT background. Even if I buy these platforms, like I don't know, can I mention like Unity or these interfaces and programs, but you don't know how it works, you don't know nothing. Mm-hmm. So you have to know these tools and use it right, and then you can create. And if you want to buy this talent, that costs a lot. Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't know what is an hourly wage for a coder, but multiply that with how many working hours we have in there, thousands.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the experience is the most expensive thing, and so the time, as you mentioned.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, amazing.
So if you plan to make a game, just contact us, and we can develop that to you. But it costs a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I guess Mageloop has grown also to a level where is it open to help other developers to build games, or is how is the company structured at this point now that it has grown more?
We want to create our plans, so we want to focus for that. We have a plan for 5 years, so we need coders and graphical people and so much, so everybody, but
so you're planning to ship more games, is that the plan?
no, that's this one.
Yeah.
Only this one, but we want to broaden our world into a huge.
So basically, Zephyrus is only one word, let's say, but at this stage we launched Prelude, which is the first chapter of this whole game. And at this stage, we have enough source to develop that. But we also would like to go to another direction, which is the entertainment parks, local-based entertainment parks and theme parks. And for that, we need a completely different structure of the game. And for this, to develop this, we need someone else to help. Because that's a completely other project, even if it's called Zephyrus and it's in the same team and the same environment, it's a completely different project. So we need someone soon to develop that.
Yeah, sounds amazing. That was gonna be actually my next question, which was, like plans for the future, and then you answered exactly that. Thank you so much. It's been an amazing experience to learn from you, learn from your inspiration, like how you assemble the team, how the story unfolds. I wonder how people can get a hold of you, what type of things you have available for people to access to your experiences and where they are. I said some about at the beginning, but if you have something else to add, go ahead.
We try to be everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah, so Discord and Facebook and LinkedIn and everywhere. So we have to push it hard.
Yes.
Yeah, so basically the game Zephyrus is designed for different platforms, and for the main VR devices, Zephyrus is available. So the biggest players in the market currently is the HTC and the Oculus company. Yeah. And there are many other smaller ones. So as you mentioned, we are available for the Chinese market as well via the Nolo devices. And we were also had a conversation with another Chinese developer. So these are the main projects, and thanks God for that. These companies has kind of online platforms as well, or game store or app store, how we call, and Zephyrus is available in the main stores, I have to say.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. So if somebody anyways can download this amazing game, they can reach over to the Oculus store, Viveport, Steam, and Thank you so much. And if somebody wants to follow your accounts and see, you know, a little bit more of your progress, your projects, etc., then they can find you on social media as Mageloop. Is that correct? Or Zephyrus?
Mageloop.
Yeah.
Mageloop, and the main hub for that is a Discord server, and we have a developer's diary. So the inside knowledge is coming from that Discord server.
That's amazing. That's a fantastic source of inspiration and knowledge and
Exactly.
help. Yes, for sure. Thank you so much. At this point, I'd like to ask you, is there anything else that you wish I had asked you today?
Well, I think I don't have, but it was an amazing time to be with you here, and we hope we can come back later to show how Zephyrus improved in times, and thank you so much for that.
Thank you so
for the
much.
opportunity. Thank you for the opportunity. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Richard and Peter. It has been a pleasure to be able to talk to you, to get some insight onto what Zephyrus is about, Mageloop, your careers, your projects, and all the amazing and incredible things that are going to happen in the future with your project. Thank you so much, and see you in the next episode. Bye for now.